right now I will just start showing, but I will repeat as we have more people joining. So those are our tools. Pen. You don't have to have all of them. You may have just one of them to kind of get an idea, but I'm going to show you all of mine I'm using. So always use 3 brushes. Right now, fan brush, rigger brush, very, very thin. I'll use a different background to show you. Rigger brush, very thin and very long. I'm using the same brush in a lot of, if not all, watercolors. Oh, Frances is there. Excellent. She's from England. She had a little bit of problems joining. Excellent. So that brush. So I'm going to start again as people joining. So 3 brushes I'm using, and I'll use this background. 1 fan brush. As far as I remember, Bob Ross loved this brush and did all these pine trees. So I actually don't use it in my painting, but I tried yesterday and looks glorious, so why not? We're going to use 2nd round brush like that, with a round end, a little bit of pointy, and rigger brush, which is a long hair, very thin hair. Okay, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. And long. So those 3 brushes I'm going to use, but I'm going to explain as I move forward from one painting to another using different tools. Also, if you don't have brushes, it's completely okay to use marker. I'm using thick, actually, black marker. You can use white marker. I never had luck with white marker. Maybe it was a little bit old or something, but you certainly can use. I have great success with thin white marker a lot, and I was using all black paper. And I'm using pen, but I never use pen in my paintings. I never do any sketches, but I use back of the pen. So, and we are going to start with doing that. But we're going to start with marker as a simple tool everybody has. If you don't have marker right now handy, you can use pencil or you can just watch us. We're going to use as a starter our pencil. We're not going to use pen. We're going to use back of the pencil, or anything you have something like that, we can use dots. And we're going to use 3 brushes, very thin and long, fan brush, and round top.
All right, we have Michelle. All of our students are watching.
Oh, excellent!
White gel pen. Okay.
And we are not going to go into something complex at the end of the night. I started to do that. We're not going to that direction. We're going to do something where you can sit down and within a couple hours of relaxing time, you can create 30, 40 gift bags. I'm for productivity. And why is that? Because some of you who joined my classes before know that when we have a good productivity, we feel good about ourselves, our self-esteem spikes up, and our confidence spikes up. And to me, the psychology of successful painting is in how we feel about ourselves. So let's start with a very simple painting. That's elaborate masterpiece using just pen. Now I'll show you a little bit some details when you use pen, and or you're going to do some stencil, something like that, because frankly I'm showing you pen right now, pencil right now, but you can just as successfully use any cup, anything. You can use cut of celery to actually show a rose. You can use anything. Yeah, you can use your tube, this, and anything will be phenomenal as a stamping material. So I have white color. We're going to use white acrylic, normal acrylic. I'm using in big jars because I'm using a lot, like this one, but small like this, or other anything painting acrylic, or even frankly speaking, if you have acrylic painting from house painting, I utilize that as well. So I have squeezed this white. However, acrylic dries not very quickly, but quickly. I have my sprayer and I spray my plate like this. Also, in one side, I spray a little bit more and mix it to have it a little bit more liquidy, a little bit more runny, just a little bit. This one we'll use for thin lines. Thicker part of the paint we'll use for a good stenciling. So the same thing I have with red, so I a little bit have sprinkle a little water, yellow, and then as far as black, I'm just using this cup. So we're not making a dirty run. I have my paper towel, I'm cleaning like this, and we are all set to go.
You need water?
So water, yes, this one, water. So with this stenciling, what's important in any painting techniques when we work in my style, which is very expressive. I'm going to take this away, I'm going to put it on my right. And I'm going to share with you the reason why I'm starting with dots, like these ones. First of all, of course, they look glorious in any color, but secondly, it's very simple, and therefore, when we start with something very simple, we warming up our brain, warming up our hand. So that's number one. Before we go into more specifics, like we're going to do a lot of variety of branches and trees, we have to warm up and get confident. So we're just jumping around. What you can see, the trick here is, my first is the bigger, my second smaller, third smaller, fourth smaller. So by using that, we can actually, look at this, we can actually create some sort of design, maybe star, like this. Or you can just go around, some of them bigger size, some of them smaller size, and that's what we have. Another rule I'm using all the time, including my oil and watercolor painting, I move from one side to another, one side to another. There is a reason, psychological reason behind that. If we do in one area, we kind of create it first of all, too tight. Secondly, we inevitably create some sort of lines, because our brain already have been taught in schools and universities and so on and so forth to do straight line and rules. So it's extremely important to move around our brush like this. We are practically done. In this one yesterday, because I did it a little bit later in the day, my reds mixed with whites, and I didn't mind that. So what happened like this, so I mix them, and that's why we have combination of colors which also extraordinary. Now, next technique, or secret. Right now it's very fresh, and how we identify that, you can see it's sparkling. If it's sparkling, it's fresh, which means we can do our sparkles. Glitter. While we don't even need glue. In this case, if it's still wet, we'll move around like this, like so. Move around our bag. It will stick to wet dots. It will be absolutely exceptional. So that's another trick. And next trick is, I showed Paulina and she loved it. Next trick, while it's wet, we can create exceptional stars. So,
what kind of brush are you using?
yes, I'm using right now Riga thin brush. But if you have brush, something like that, but really thin end, it will work as well. Or, if you don't have them, use the end. Let's try with the end. Boom, boom. Tak, 1 second. While I was talking, it dried a little bit. That's why it doesn't move. So I'm going to use a little bit more of acrylic here. I'll show you how beautiful stars. You just move around different direction. Look at this. And we'll do in a variety of corners. So let's do here. Let's see, that's our
Draw a dot.
Dot. Then boom, 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 different direction, and it's absolutely stunning. Let's do something in this area maybe. So I'll do a dot, because these are all now dried. So a lot of kind of juicy paint, and just move very light, a little bit maybe thicker, a little bit stronger, and then very light. Stronger, very light. Go in different directions. So that's a shining star. that's all for right now, even though we already touched upon a number of different techniques. I'm going to show you next so the same dots I used on top of the trees. Boom, 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 boom. And I used, as you can see, a variety of different colors and a little bit of glitter. The same thing with those different balls. I did a few dots, not a lot, but going here, show you. That's boom, 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 boom. That's here, dun, dun, dun. And that's here in the shape of the ball. And a little bit dots different direction. And maybe dot here, dot here. So this is an example of using several colors, but we'll talk about that later. Right now, I'm just focusing on using simple technique as dots on top of created earlier. So you see how beautiful, just a few dots. I used red, but you can use absolutely any other design, any other color. And the final is, look at this. So at the very end of yesterday actually I did the very easy design. And I think I have it on my big, let's see.
Guide?
Maybe or may not. So I have this guide. Yes, I have that. This phenomenal reference.
Yeah, ideas.
Ideas. And actually it has 4 by 6. It has 24 ideas. Plus today we'll talk more. So here is the one. We start at the top. And moving down, 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 longer, 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 with a few dots representing beautiful what, balls?
Ornaments.
Ornaments, yes, ornaments. Okay, let's just start this one because it's easy. We all have marker. Let's move. Let's take our... So, right now we are using just marker for several designs. So I'm going to put aside my acrylic paint. I'll spray a little bit with water so they're not drying. Okay, let's start with this fun tree. I have it long, but you can do maybe several of them on your paper. You can do maybe one in the just corner. It's entirely up to you. Let's see. Maybe we'll do, I kind of like center, so I think I'm going center. So I'll just mark whenever I want to start here. And I'm not going to do any pencil design, pencil sketching. I'll do it very free. The reason I really emphasize the importance of doing without sketching is because we are developing extraordinary skill of our hand, connecting with our brain. And to me, psychology of painting is humongous importance. So we're starting there. And just maybe a small, and then wider, left and right and left. Boom! And we finished. Let's do the, how do we call this, Polina? Trunk. And with trunk, we can do this boom, boom, boom. How do we call this? Around
Snow.
Snow
hill.
Or, no, this one is like you have
cover.
Tree,
What
what?
do you call it?
Tree.
Tree cover.
Tree thing we put on the floor. Sorry,
Somebody help us.
English is not our first language. So we did our sketch. Here is an interesting trick I would like to tell you that I will highly suggest to do several in a row and then come back to them. I do the same thing with watercolors. It's really saving our time. It also develops our freedom of expression. We're not focusing on finishing this. We did our sketch, we put it aside. We take another bag and we do completely different design. And then we'll come back after 3-4 designs to finish them up. Let's try this one. How fun is this? Again, from small, beautiful skirts, very free moving hand.
Rhonda let us know it's a tree skirt.
A tree skirt, yes, tree skirt. Oh my, skirt! How interesting. Okay, let's start with the top. And very free, boom, 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 boom. Everybody who attended, everybody who attended my classes know that my style called boom, 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 just any. And like you see, it can be longer, smaller, it doesn't matter. To me, it is personality when we are not equal, we are not precise. We've done that we'll come back, and there is a variety of different things you can do. It's entirely up to you. We can add, and I think when I added white snow on top, it really added beauty, and I added red dots. However, you can totally glue. There is a beads with glue, so you can just stick them. I don't know how they're called like this, and you can stick stars. But it's time consuming, so I'm not focusing on anything time consuming because I like to do a lot at the same time. So we did that. How about us moving to this one? Fun, fun, fun. Moving around. Let's do that. Let's take our next bag. Oh, I'm going through bags quite. So this one is very, again, freestyle. Let's start with
garlands.
Garlands? Garland and do
Sure,
boom,
we'll get corrected.
boom, like this. Boom, boom, any direction, any height. It could be longer, it would be this, maybe starting with one, a lot of garlands. And again, whatever garlands, I did triangle, but maybe you want flags. Triangles are very easy to do. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Different size because some of them closer, some of them further from us. Doing like this. Further we'll do smaller, smaller, smaller. And so on and so forth. Now, we're going to move and have our beautiful ornaments. In Russia, we call them shariki. That's why I always
Balls.
come a ball, use the word ball, because we call shariki. So let's start somewhere. And ornament. Or we can start with ornament, actually. And do la 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 la, boom. Let's do another. Boom. This, how do you call this small ear?
It's like a hook.
Hook thing, okay. And we do less, maybe going like this. And maybe another one somewhere here. We did one, that's enough for right now. We did 3 different designs. Let's move toward, actually I kind of really like this one. I'll show you, but you can do it. I have that shown. Again, very easy, just several trees. One of this, one here, one here. I decorated one and did different snowbank and a beautiful moon. So let's look at this one. And in this one, I suggest to use round brush. Let's learn how we're using this brush, because technique I'm going to use is absolutely exceptional. I'm using this technique on my walls. I have 2 murals using just one brush, and just using brush could be exceptional designs. Right now, I'll show you the foundation of that. So we're using not liquidish, we're using thick, nice, juicy. And when we push a little bit more, it's more, Paulina need to help me, it's a little bit more snowbank. If we do a little bit lighter on top, it's smaller. Again, smaller and a lot. And move around, maybe move different parts. And I'm going to here, maybe a little bit here. And don't overthink things. Just put around snow as fun, as snow is exceptionally playful, especially when you have music. So we're putting here, maybe right here on this. And
So use like the side, and then
yeah, a little bit. Yes, actually, not vertically. You're using a little bit angle. Paulina is so side. That if we use side, it's a little bit bigger. So in the pressing, if I want press and up, then we have kind of dynamic, more kind of have good perspective of this. Let's do a little bit more snow on top, snow here. Then I'm going to move to my beautiful running brush, beautiful pencil, and we're going to use that technique, running around like this. That's one way to do snowflakes. And we can do right on our tree. So that, and then actually this one I did last year. And they're different size I can see, which is actually I like different size. So we'll do small ones, few, like this. I have snow on the ground. I think I love that. I'm going to add snow right here on the ground as well. And then you can see it's a lighter stroke, and then I move and I thicker. So we're going to do that. So let's do a little bit, and maybe you want to do something behind. And again, it really doesn't matter. Just move your your brush along the music. By the way, if you love squirrels or rabbits, how about their footprints? They're closer to us, will be longer like this. As they go further, they're smaller, and maybe they're moving. And that's how rabbits running and trying to find what? I don't know. Mouth?
Carrots.
Carrots? So that's another way putting snowflake. We're going to look today at other ways to do snowflakes. This tree, I added red. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. I'm not going on this one. However, we're going to do on this one. Good. So I have only squeezed two bright colors. So I'm going to do just two. I didn't squeeze a lot of like green and purple because I knew I'm not going to use a lot, only on couple. So that's why I'm not going to do them right now, but you go ahead and try different colors, and here we go. So we're
Just using the eraser.
Yeah, using this part of the
pencil
eraser part. It's nice and round, and I like I said, you could use anything if you have in your brush a sticker. So let's see, let's try this brush Polina chose. It's a little bit smaller. Let's see. No, it's I kind of, yeah, and we can do around like this. I kind of like it's already
the eraser.
And Polina, you use this nice brush, so okay, let's add some more of those. And we are ready to move toward fun use of different, just a little bit, I added a little bit more sprayed water. That's why they're not precise. If they're not really perfect right now, the reason they are not right now because I sprayed water a few minutes ago to keep it moist. So that's why they're not so perfect. What I usually do if it's like this, I'm coming back after they dry and just put on top more color. That's not a problem. In fact, again, I really celebrate imperfection, because when you look at perfection, it could be maybe glowing or something like that. Let's go into red color. Yeah, it's a little bit...
So probably best not to wet it down too much.
Or the thing is that I'm waiting while I'm painting, but I'm decorating at the end of my process, which is in 1 hour. So it's, so let's do a few colors, and you got the idea, right? So that, I think I'm going to stop because that's completely understandable, and I'm going to finish that later, maybe today, not today for sure. Okay, and this is the final product here. So what I did here, I see that I added last night, where's my marker? I added a star. So star is very easy to boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's dried, so I have to close it. And then I used glue, put glue here, and used my glitter. Or I can totally use my yellow right here. Yellow, as I mentioned to you before, like this. That while it's wet, glitter is going to stick quite perfectly. Yeah, you make comments because we don't see our screen at all. So but I can, we pay attention on the comments. So here is, it's going to dry right now, and I can come back later. What else I do? Because we have some extras not to be wasteful. So I have this still wet. I'm going to my excess here, and actually I can do more. Alida, you can do on you as well. So we'll do that. So like for those who joined not long ago, this is another idea. Okay, let's see whether you see them. So using just marker, using end of pencil, and then creating beautiful rabbit steps. And using different, maybe even brush for smaller. Okay, let's move forward. I'm putting those aside. We have those. We started, I showed you. I'm not going to focus on those. You can just do anything you'd like. You can fill them with color. You can just do so many variety things. I'm very excited to show you actually brushing Dr.
It reminds me of Dr. Seuss because they're
Dr.
kind
Seuss,
of crooked and.
Oh yeah, that's fun. I didn't even plan, and I'm not familiar with Dr. Seuss, but she said it looks, and I like it. That's awesome. Then if it's playful like that. I mean, I did that a very freestyle, very quickly, and
the dots.
and then dots kind of. Ooh, that's awesome. And in this particular, I decided I did it last year. I didn't add anything, and frankly, I'm very happy about that. Okay. 4, in a very similar way, like I mentioned to you, I always work in a series, even whether I'm working with watercolor or oil, I always work in a series. It helps me to stop at a healthy time and not overdo my artwork. So we're going to use this fan brush. And if you absolutely don't have this fan brush, let's see how can we substitute that. The fan brush is right here. I'll show you on this. So that's a fan brush. I'm wondering, I just thought if you don't have it, maybe use some. Right now found some kind of really beautiful branches of fir tree. Okay. So here, white. The same tree, completely different design. So you really can, or maybe going in the middle, or maybe several of them, or maybe one. Dark. So, so I never done actually like this design at the bottom. I always, in the past years, did some kind of scented. And as I was searching this week, I found this design I really like, so I'm going to show you. But as I mentioned, you can do those trees any place you would like to do. My goal is to show you how to use this brush appropriately. I did this. I'm going to use white Add. So I'm going to go to my white. I'm nicely juicy, just adding. So I'm adding my white and all, just nice and juicy, a lot actually paint. Okay. So I'm start any tree with a little bit kind of showing myself where it's going, like this. As I mentioned to you, I never do pencil sketching because they confine me. I want to still have a freedom of expression when I do just a little bit where it goes. And then, as we know, every year tree grows about 1 feet, so there's no even side branches, so it just goes like this. Our branches on the top very small, so I'm holding my brush at side and just touch like this direction. And I go always left and right, or right and left, and then a little bit longer. The thickness doesn't matter, and as they grow, they're longer, so I'm adding a little bit. I'm showing you very slowly, but frankly, when I paint, actually, Parina, I love it. When I paint, I do like this.
So you kind of go,
I
switch
dance.
it from
And
direction each time.
I switch direction because if I'm not switching, they're going to be parallel. That's
so you're going like this. Each time you paint, you go like
this. Yes. So boom, 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 boom. Are you following me? So, and I do it very quickly, intentionally, because it's just fun.
Otherwise, you think too much.
Yes, and we create parallel. We create, and I watch that during classes. If we really strategically think, we just overthink, especially when we're over 30 and 40 and 50. Uh-oh. So and then and I see that's a little bit like this. I'm going to maybe some a little bit longer. And I'm moving to different. Let's do different somewhere here. Smaller size and moving around my brush. Moving around my brush. Now this tree is a little bit smaller, so I'm not using completely the entire brush. I'm using just angling it, so the branches are a little bit shorter. And here I won't show that this tree is behind those black ones. So I'll just do a little bit like this. Oh, that already brings beautifully these black ones up front. Oh, I love it. Polina, can you show? So, Polina.
It's
Oh, it's shown there.
Mhm.
Oh, I love it. So
Yep.
you see, every single person tree will have completely different personality, and I love that. So, and I do maybe third. I like to paint in threes. I think it's like more than two daughters.
And then have them in different heights.
In different what?
Heights.
Different heights, but also different distance between them. That's I'm thinking of. So maybe I'll do even here a little bit. Without thinking, maybe a little bit here.
It's pretty easy.
Pretty easy. And it's fun because you're not thinking. And then you take another one. You do design like this. Then you take another one. You do another design. So you're going to prepare 3, 4. Okay? And in this case, I'm just thinking right now, I would love to have... Yes, I would like to make actually on this one. I would like to put some snow. I think I would like to put some snow. You don't have to. I'm going to try. What if I do a little bit gentle in the same direction, my brush? Here, 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 just dancing, adding some longer, and they're wavy, some shorter, some longer, shorter, and moving again from the center toward the sides.
I think I like the black with
the
white snow on it.
Yes, yes.
That's very cool.
Because frankly, I never before did. You ask me, Polina, you doing it in black? And it's kind of stuck me. I said, oh my gosh, yes, I do in black. I never did in black in the previous 10 years. And so I did them, and we'll show you more of those designs in black with white snow, and it's actually remarkable, right? So we've done that. How about us trying snow? Those kind of art before with marble. That had more decorative element, right?
Yes.
And we did snowflakes, like really distinct dots with the pencil. Okay. See, so I painted in silver background and white trees, the same style. And that goes in frame. So similarly, look at this. How cool, like 1 second, do we see that? How cool is that? So I also did in silver, but you can do in white and any color. And then exactly the same style, pine trees. Look how cool is that. And I'm using white, I'll show you quickly. Floating frame. And everybody who purchases art from me or visiting studio, I'm showing and explaining what kind of frames I personally prefer, and those are very light frames. So you can use this not only bag and paper like we're using today, you can use any canvas or any little bit thicker. So like I said before, because it is a beautiful masterpiece, I'm going to, I don't think I actually mentioned about my another brush. Yes, I didn't mention brush. Synthetic brush, very springy. We don't use it in painting a lot. I don't use, but we can do like for something grass or trees when we talk during my art classes. However, I'm using it a lot for this.
So it's like a really hard brush.
Really hard synthetic. Can you hold this?
Almost like
for this particular, yeah,
like
I'm using this, what we prepared, a little bit of runny. So I'm using this runny thing. And we are going to put some exceptional snow. Let's see. Paulina, we need
Explain
to.
what you're doing.
La, la, la. So I am using, some people using finger like this. I don't, because it's acrylic and it go under nails. To me, it's, so I loaded my brush with a lot of paint.
And a little bit of, it's a little bit watered down,
A
right?
little bit watered down,
So
yes.
it sprays nice.
It's, yes,
It needs
because
to be
if it's,
slightly
because if we use without a little bit this
water.
watered down, it will do chunks, big chunks. And we want, look at this. How
So-
gorgeous is this?
So grab another brush and maybe a harder brush if you have it.
Or I know that American use a toothbrush for this purpose.
Oh yeah, or if you have an old toothbrush.
Or new toothbrush.
Or new toothbrush.
And just go around wild.
Or a celery stick in your Bloody Mary.
Oh my gosh, I love this idea.
What can we do with this?
I
Can
I wanted to do painting with the branches.
Okay.
You want to try? We're going to
Did
try.
somebody
Next, not here.
Somebody bite my celery.
So let's spray. La 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 la. That's usually I
Okay, I'll
sing
try
to
it.
my grandson. You know, we have so much fun because it's wet. I'm going again to do some silver here. I mean, some gold or silver, whatever you have glitter. I'm going to sprinkle again right now with it. It's a little bit too late because we had, while we're talking, it dried a little bit, but that's okay. You know what? I'm so inspired by you guys. I'm going to do moon here. So just like that. Do you have music, guys, there going on in the background? We do. So moon. Oh, I love it. Gives kind of a little bit personality, and now you see that there's glow. And that's what I was talking about. I do first just sketches like this. I did even yesterday, and then next time, and I'm focused on basic sketching of my design. But then I come back and I have fun. So I have extra. So I'm giving to Paulina. So that. So moon is going to be. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's, you know what I want? So we have white and trees, and I just felt, because we're going wild on this all of a sudden, it happens. I want to do one cardinal.
Oh yes.
One cardinal. So I have this, I'm going to use different because I have this brush with white. I don't want to wash. And actually I'm usually like that. I have brushes with different colors, so I don't wash them. So my water is actually clean practically through entire painting. So I'm going to leave it for next. I'm going to use different brush for reds. So I'm going to show you cool technique with one stroke. One stroke. So 1 second. We have to take this. We usually take this. Put it on our painting. It's going to be tiny. It's kind of, Paulina, what did you say? It's kind of check mark. So we start light, then we land a little bit thicker, and then we check mark.
It's a bird.
You see? It completely looks like a bird. So again, we will land very light to have kind of head and beak. Then we a little bit thicker, and then poof, light again with different direction to show the. So boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Of course, I don't know what to do with this direction. No, maybe this direction. Oh yeah, oh, look at them. They all flew to this. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to put. Okay, Paulina is going to try. You loaded a little bit. Ooh. You loaded a little
That's
bit.
A big bird.
But still, yeah, it's still bird. And when we do it in our painting, it's not the details. We're not doing representational art, especially those who attended my classes. No, we're not into details. We are into impression, into joy of painting, right?
Yeah, or they can make a bigger bird.
Yes. Like we saw, by the way, we were driving with Paulina yesterday and we saw what bird?
A white
barn.
snow owl. White snow owl.
Snow owl, right by our car, like 2 feet from our car. Okay, I'm putting a couple of this. Let's see which one. Maybe one here. It's just a dot, literally just a dot, because it's such a tiny. Maybe 3. I like in threes. And that's all. That's all. So that's done. So like I showed you, I'm not going to paint because you can paint yourself. Like Paulina did a design. Some of them taller, a number of them just white like this. Then, so another I did yesterday, just like this. So black and white, or just white. It really doesn't matter. Like I said, it's beautiful as is. And now we're moving toward a very different brush stroke. Like, let's see whether we are completely clear here. So it's completely different brush stroke. And I'm looking here with brush. I think unusually, but I use the same brush, fan brush, which is very unusual for this type of painting for me. Так, where is my fan brush? Так, let's see, because I already started here. Black. Так, I'm thinking. I'm going to add, I think I'm going to add right here on this one. You know what? As I'm just washing right now my brush, which had white, I thought I'm not going to wash all of this. I'm going to wash some, which means it's going to I'm going to mix with black, and we're going to see what kind of interest it adds. So let's add here. Looking, we have here. I'll add right here, maybe like this, like this. So I'm moving that brush a little bit this direction, like this, in a different, similar direction we did, right? We did a little bit vertically like this. Right now we do a little bit angle and a little bit more pressing. Oh, look at this, it shows a little bit white. So, and I'm usually do very fast like this. I'm just showing you. So moving, and if you grab a lot of acrylic, that's fine. It's actually excellent. Different.
So you're working with it vertically and
yeah, kind of sideways versus we did completely perpendicular, and now we're doing sideways to the half, kind of pushing like to this, the half.
Not flat. We have it like up and down.
Like this, and we can do again maybe another one right here. Another one right here. It's just to show. It's our woodland. And it doesn't matter where you finish them, because some of them closer, some of them further. It really doesn't matter, and maybe you're just doing decorative art, so it really doesn't matter. In decorative art, I will do top here. Joyce, with the snow.
Joyce saying hello.
Oh, yes, hi. Oh, look at you. You even can make a comment. Look at you. That's awesome. That's quite a skill with technology. Okay, so in this painting, I want to say, I'm going to add some, we're going to get snow. We're using round brush. We can actually use this brush as well. Now, it really doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with. I switch to round. I do it kind of faster. Dots, we already done similar. Whether dots, whether longer, different directions, because branch is going like this. So we're doing this direction, this direction, this direction, and this direction. If we do just left and right, it will be a little bit too stiff. And we are all about beautiful, fine art. And we can load a lot of acrylic. Так. It's amazing how right now by adding white, it brings so much liveliness. And when we talk in our fine art class, whether we're doing watercolor or oil, I'm sharing with you actually we're working for an entire year now with Padina on putting together online course, very detailed, where you can join us. Will be ready next year. It's quite a long process, and but we have so many secrets. Yet I decided to jump like this. I want to ground that. Like this. And then maybe this, ground those. They're not flying around.
Yeah.
Because it's really fine art right now. And I kind of, yeah, interesting. Like boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom,
We should get
boom.
into the more easy stuff.
Yeah, running. Do you want to add rabbit? Let's add rabbit. Again, let's do some snowflakes, and we move to another technique. Move to another design. My grandson loves when I sing songs. We are not really singing in this family. You see a chunk because of I moved toward a little bit thicker, but I don't worry because in our impressionistic style, another chunk, but that's awesome. In our impressionistic style, we celebrate mistakes. We do, right? Especially those who visited my classes. We celebrate unexpected things. We celebrate experimental. We do not copy. We do not copy. Okay, we are done. We can again sprinkle with gold or not, moving around. Okay, let's do a next thing. Look at this. Look at this. And then birds. Okay, I'll show you quickly how we do. I absolutely love these branches. Love them. And I have several videos actually already posted in the fall, in the blog about them. Don't overthink where you want to start. It doesn't matter. Here, here, here. Just start anywhere and move like this. And then our dance starts. Here we go. You just literally like this. I'm using my brush as far as possible. And that's a very specific, very #1 rule in my watercolor painting. We're holding brush as far as possible. We're holding markers as far as possible. That because it creates looser, broken.
Are we doing water with this black paint?
Yeah, a little bit. I do a little bit as we move toward fine line. Yeah, let's spray fine line, similar like in oil or acrylic or watercolor. We're watering a little bit. I mean, in this particular case, watering in oils, we add oil, any media for thinning. So here is my slow move. So we can do, if I do slow, we tend to do those. And that's why that's
too much paint.
So that's why it's for me important to move different direction. Then it creates kind of fun, wild, which is what's happening in wild nature. So a little bit even more spray. Polina, can you spray even a little bit more? So we can see a little bit drier ends, which is fine. It creates interest, but it's still a little bit, we're thinning a little bit. From this branch, maybe another branch going here. It's actually so meditating. When music going and it's you're doing really different directions, like they're wild, but still kind of going more or less one direction.
I'm too wild.
Like they're going here, so then kind of that direction, not opposite. Yeah, so you just add it, and it's not, like I said, no mistakes, because you just add a little bit final touches. And that's all. You see, we just added final just touches to show the main direction here. Now, a variety of different things you can do. You can leave as is, and I've done that before. just like this on a bag. It's just elegant. You can add snow on top. You can sprinkle on top. If you'd like, you can add beautiful, maybe this ball or ornament of some sort. Definitely not using this thin brush. You use thicker brush, just put it like this, and doing maybe different dots, designing, maybe even more ornaments. Now it's really again up to you. So that, and I'll show you variation of, we can put snow on top. Putting snow on top, use big brushes, something like that, any big brushes, or yesterday with this one, and we showed that on our video, that I actually used palette knife. But here I'm going to use just, and you can add, actually I'm using white, it's white so you probably don't see, but you can see maybe you can use bluish. So you use white snow, something like that. This is just very rough. I'm just showing you very roughly because I want to show you. So here is an example. I added some substantial amount of snow on this branch. So that was, then I just used, I think I actually use like this. Yeah, I use knife like this, move a little bit, showing direction that snow comes in between needles. The same thing here. You can also use thin brush and do like this a few, tuk 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 tuk. And the same thing, you can sprinkle snow and you can add sparkles. But again, this is so optional, it's completely up to you. This is another example of just white color. And are you recognizing our beautiful stars? So let me remind for those who come a little bit later, when we do dots, and we can use back of our brush, or we can use back of a pencil. Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. So we're going just to show you. So when we did a lot of different dots, we put on our paper, and then we take
Lots of paint on the dot.
yeah, lots of juicy. And then we can do, actually we can use back. Let's see which one I just added. This one, I think. We can do back, no, back is not, because it's not thin enough. So I'm going to use my thin brush, one of my favorite brushes. So, and just do different, go different direction. Boom, 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 and that's a star. Boom, 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 boom.
Just push the paint out, basically.
Thank you for translation. No, actually, yes, because I'm translating frequently, apparently, from Russian to English, which is a different system of languages at all. And Polina, if you add actually some of them even more, some of them force, and look like this, because they're sparkling. Oh, you see? In different direction, they're completely showing the movement. Awesome. And here I added a little bit even dark and sparkles. Let's see the time. Okay, so we're moving. La, 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 la. So using back of the pencil, back, of course, of the brush. For smaller one, using light, thin brush. And you can look at my designs on this paper. Which one, the big one? On the reference paper or in the Pinterest. And basically several lines like this. I can do here. Paper bag. I just, And this one you can really have lots of fun because designs are millions. I remember so vividly in Siberia, when we lived in Siberia, every morning going to window and looking into these designs of snowflakes on the window. Every day it's frozen. And you can see so vividly the designs.
You draw a cross and then line.
So that's basic. So usually, yeah, we can do just cross and then in between lines. So that's basic. And then you go, thank you, yes. Then we go, here is what's, there is always or frequently something on top and it creates nice. So you can do either just dot or you can do just lines like this. Or you can do two like this at the end. Those three basic, really beautiful designs. So either dot or line like this, or Polina, how do we explain that? June two of those ends.
Like a Y shape.
Y shape goes. So that's ending. Then let's move forward. We can do any ideas. To me right now, just doing small things like this is very relaxing and resting. Chuk, 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 chuk. So you'll do that. You'll do, then connecting a little bit more in the middle. And maybe some ball or dot like this in the middle. And you can just go crazy. You can do one big or several tiny around. When we do different sizes, it creates perspective. Something closer, something further. You don't have to do it. In decorative art, perspective doesn't matter at all. But I like some element of art, fine art, and so on and so forth. To finalize this, you can do sparkles, you can do dots around, you can do sprinkle, you can add actually glue sparkling stars, anything you can do to finish up this one. And that's what I used here to finish up. And let's move toward final design of trees. Let's start with this one. I started and didn't finish intentionally, so I can show you today. Let's have a sip of
16 people watching.
Excellent. So we have this tree using thin brush, or you can use totally your marker of any color. Moving from thicker lines, thicker areas, like on the bottom to the top. From the beginning of the branch to the sides, and so on and so forth. I'm showing you kind of gentle, but I'm usually moving very fast to create again unusual shapes. So I'm moving like this, and I'm moving from place to another place, like I said, to avoid parallel lines. So we did that. Then we did a little bit at the end. And this is where we need a little bit, well, you know, how do you say, with water down?
A little bit moist.
More moist, so it's a thinner, acrylic is thinner. Because I notice right now, see that's a little bit thick line. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but still, I want some sort of. So now completely different. So my line is totally, see the difference between this, and that's thinner acrylic. And I'm using the same thing. So we did that. Similarly, just like in watercolor or oil, on top of the trees, they're so tiny like this. Here, I showed you, I did a little bit with a fine end of white marker, but I really still not a fan of doing fine lines in my art. I prefer impressionistic view. So here I did sprinkles like this, like we've done several times today. And I do it now intentionally to do it around tree. So I'm going around like this. A little bit more.
So kind of like create leaves.
Yeah, leaf or small branches, or how do we call innie? Innie when there is a innie. Frost on branches. Or maybe reflecting light if we add maybe moon here. So add around the tree like this. So in art, we're using the same brush and do like this. So you can totally do similar with this bushy synthetic brush like this. Oh, I like this. I like very much.
I guess I learned, or if you kind of almost tremble your hand,
yes,
you create
yes,
really
you do
cool.
actually.
Instead of just thick lines, you just kind of tremble your brush as if you're shaking your hand when you had too much coffee. So that's kind of makes really cool.
Yes, yes,
broken
yes.
branches.
Broken. It's actually I specifically teach. I forgot to mention because that's not terribly important here. But in fine art, it's very important to do broken, shaky variation. So we'll do like this. I actually like I added because it shows this frost on branches, and we can do maybe more on the floor, on the ground.
Yeah, if you do nice shaky.
Yep. And we can add, if we'd like, again, our moon, or we can get glitter. Oh, and here I added one cardinal. We can bring a friend. Let's bring it. Oh, I have another one far away there. So we can bring tiny, just, you can, even if you do red dots, it will still, like dots like this, it will still represent cardinal. Awesome.
Where's the spray brush?
Spray brush. Here. Okay, so this one, where is our birches? Okie dokie. So, birches. Every time I paint birches, large painting, so people love birches. It's such an extraordinary tree. Let's find our brushes. So,
I'm just finishing my tree here.
Oh, I like this as a spraying like this. Yay!
Student.
Now, how about this one? Are we going to do this? I'll show you very quickly. So we're using round brush, a little bit thicker. This is also very playful, very relaxing, no special theme, no special kind of design. You start whenever you want to start and move the same like Polina, you pointed out, a little bit shaky like this.
Kind of push.
Yeah, push or lighter. Then we create a variety of maybe something reflecting. I don't like the same thickness at all.
Yeah, you're not holding at the same pressure. You're you're like kind of also shaking your hand a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit like this, like this. I mean, at the bottom I can do that because it's at the bottom a little bit like this. So maybe third. So we'll just finish on 3. Of course, we can do entire forest, but that's just for the sake of teaching. So it's as any paint dries, it's a little bit thinner. So I can add a little bit more in the same dancing air manner. As we have this paint, it's still wet, and actually I can actually add even more for thickness. Now we're moving toward anything. Maybe you have the end of your brush. Let's see whether it works. It's not really working. Sometimes it does. Ooh, a little bit of color. From my from the bird. And then a dancing movement. Because it could be going like this and a little bit broken. You see, I'm broken shaky like hand. This into
shaky hand.
Into different so you did do a lot of these branches. And then you know already how to end this painting. In this particular, I decided to add some black. You don't have to. It's really just as beautiful, frankly speaking, as white. Just went wild. I think I was doing that almost at 10 in the evening. and different birds and sparkles, just everything.
So all the techniques we learned with the stars and the dots and the
Yeah.
spraying and the birds.
Oh, maybe I need to show how to do the birches. Let's do the showing a little bit of birches, this black, because I saw some teachers showing just straight lines. They are not going from one end to another. So there's no straight, but if you put on a side a little bit angle, which one? On this one?
Yeah.
On this one. So I'm landing my, let's say, I'm landing my brush like this, and then just very lightly move. Landing on another side, lightly move to a different direction. This a little bit thicker, some of them really lighter. So here and this, kind of up and going up. So they are not straight lines. So, and then again, I like, as I mentioned, moving around from one tree to another as a bird. Dun, 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 dancing bird. And then, so I can, look, let's see, I'll do similar here. Are we not correct? Angle? So the same thing. Look. You see, when I'm up, some lines are very, 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 very kind of broken. And so again, I'm putting up and then
sideways checks.
Good, excellent. Check. Oh, look at this. I love that.
Put it sideways. Check mark.
And this is technique again. All techniques I'm showing today, totally legit, totally usable in fine art. And that is something we're going to share with you in our tutorials. We already started our YouTube. Our blog is full of different ideas and inspiration. This is my final right now, and we are so hoping to hear from you. I'm showing different view. So look at this. So we've done a lot of different branches like this, black branches in white. That's how we started, to learn how we do snowflakes, because just this simple is already a glorious design as is. And we continued with the sharpie, thick sharpie.
Smiley.
Oh, you're right, smiley. And different ornaments. Dots. We didn't finish because in one of mine,
finished.
Oh, this one. I had a lot of different colors last night when I was painting, and I loved it. I never did a lot of different colors. So this one I just did with you. I added what I had on my palette, just yellow and red. But if you add some other colors, it will be stunning. And of course, you can use a lot of different materials.
Ring, glitter.
We did variety of combination of white and dark. This is just white. This one combination with black and white with some cardinals and spraying
this
and
is what
glitter.
I created.
Oh, Paulina created this one. You created several. Show you a tree. That.
And I just have.
And she was rehearsing, trying to do branches, her first, which is phenomenal. So that. Oh, we did this one. Look at this. Fun, fun, fun.
And then show the little guide that's, we're gonna.
Oh, yes, yes.
So all the ideas are here, and they're gonna be, posted in the event. And
most of them, yeah. This is just design. But today I showed you, as well as my future tutorials, I can't explain everything. This is just ideas and design. But as to spray, how to use brush, what kind of brush, everything will be in tutorials, and we already have some. We keep posting and posting them. So, oh, that's exactly 1 hour and a half.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh my stuff.
Oh, this one is cool.
Okay, that's completely unusual. I decided to do yesterday with different colors. And I thought we'll do today, but it's a little bit more time consuming, so I prepared those with a just big brush whites, and then you put with dots, you put different ideas and finishing your all right and empower and make our retirement fun. But my goal and my mission to share our skills with beautiful, beautiful children, because children born genius, and we are responsible. We are the ones responsible when children become not creative, when children are not succeeding in school. And the reason, what I've learned in my 40 years teaching, the only reason, the reason number one why they're not succeeding is because creativity is not installed. Not installed, no, they have creativity. Creativity is not supported in children. In their great imagination is not actually, again, supported and fostered. Because they already have all of this. I've seen that. Just in adoption, I placed 1,200 children at adoption 20 years. I was teaching for 20 years. So I've seen again hundreds of children. I was teaching art. So it's there. They are actually much more talented. Michelle Fuller, if you're here, she's a teacher of our Zealand schools. She invited me a number of times. Excellent. Then, and I visited them, and I've seen several of exhibition of children in Art Council, and they're astonishing. So follow me, sign up for newsletter. They're all full of information, full of inspiration. And we'll see you next. I would love to hear from you. What exactly you didn't understand? Maybe I'm talking too fast, or maybe I'm talking Russian words or Russian pronunciation. Help me to create great tutorials so you can spread the word and we're all becoming happier. Happy holidays to all of you. Hasta la vista. До свидания. Ciao.